I'm gonna give this a shot. Um, let's go for it. Let's dive right in. Sat here on the couch with the rats. I've got 3 female rats with me. I do only have 4 rats at the moment. I have bred rats in the past and had rats die and things like that, but down to 4. So the numbers always fluctuate anyway, go up and down with me rats. I've had rats on and off for maybe 10 years, 12 years. And the lovely pets, the great animals. Yeah, I really love rats, and these are some great characters. This is Leche. You might know her from previous videos. She collects the paper, the newspaper. She does it with food. It's one of her natural behaviours that I like to encourage. So yeah, I'm just sat here with the rats. I'm doing a little experiment right now actually, because although I've got the rats out and about on the couch with me, I've also got my new dog in the living room as well, and he's watching everything that I'm doing, everything the rats are doing. He's watching intently now. I can see him, his eyes are drawn to the rats whenever they move. So right now he's watching this one. This one's called Tiny. Let's see if Tiny will come over. Tiny. Tiny. She's not too bright, Tiny. She was born with a bit of a defect, I'd say, a bit of a genetic defect. So she's got a bit of dwarfism. She's like maybe half the size or less, maybe a third of the size of a normal rat, what a normal rat would grow to. She looks like a baby, but she's not. She's between 4 and 6 months old now, maybe. So she was one of mine that I bred, and I kept her behind. Simply because she was a little bit different, a little bit harder to take care of maybe for somebody else, somebody new to rats. So I thought I'd keep hold of her, and I'm glad I did. She's great. She is great, but she does suffer a little bit with her bones and her joints and her movements and things, I've noticed. Now, this one here is Betty. She's another keep back of mine. I bred her myself. So like her parents are both gone now, so she's one of my favourites from a previous litter, basically. So I decided to keep her back. She's gorgeous. She's a little bit more timid than the other 2. But yeah, that's the rats anyway. Leche was actually one of the originals from my last lot of rats, and she's had 1 litter. I think she's had 1 litter, and this is one of them, Tiny. So she was the holdback from Leche's litter. Yeah. So I love rats, and I think they're great little animals. And I was a little bit apprehensive about having a dog, getting a dog. I always loved dogs, love animals non-stop. And I thought, is it going to affect the rats? How much is it going to affect the rats? And we're going to have to get rid of the rats. And it was something that I contemplated for a couple of weeks at least, until I got the dog himself, Rocky. And I'll actually just turn you around and show you Rocky right now while we're talking about him. Show you how good he's behaving. He's a good boy, Rocky. He's watching the little rats. Yes, I'll set you back down here and talk to you. Alright. So, yeah, I thought, oh my God, it's going to be a disaster. He's a terrier. He's a Jack Russell Staffordshire Bull Terrier mix. So surely he's just gonna want to eat these rats. Well, I gave him a couple of days in the house to settle in before I even thought about introducing them to the rats or letting them go near them. They're in the kitchen, and it's quite obvious to him. So if ever he saw any movement or heard them in the night, he'd want to be uh, looking at the cage. You know, if I'd have encouraged him or let him, he'd have been jumping all over the cage, getting excited, wanting to get in there, getting his prey drive on. But I dissipated that, you know, soon as just treat it like nothing, basically, you know. So just another smell in the house. Now he's getting more and more curious. I'm just looking. It's because you know, they've only got a certain amount of patience, animals, haven't they? So we're just doing our best here, see what happens. I've got Betty on my shoulder. And I think he loves it, you know, he really does love watching them. But you've got to be careful to control that urge, because he's been bred over hundreds, thousands of years, maybe to hunt rats, to kill rodents, to hunt and track what people would call vermin, really, and that's what category these guys fall into, unfortunately. Although they're pet rats, they still carry all the natural traits of a rat and the natural smells. So it's no different to a dog or a cat. You've got to be careful, haven't you, on how you introduce this pet to your new dog. If that's you, which it was me. So I've done it this way. Literally little and often letting them see, smell and hear the rats, but just not encouraging any negative behaviour. So trying to discourage negative behaviour from him, whether it's being obsessive, sniffing, jumping up on the cage. Just tell him no on his bed. Simple as that, really. There's not really much to it. So I'm going to call him over now and see how he behaves, you know, because I've done this a few times with him as well up front, with the rats in my hands, let him have a little sniff, etc. And he's been really well behaved, really submissive, really good. So I'm going to trust him. So Rocky, do you want to come here? Rocky, come. Rocky, come. Oh, good boy. Sit and be nice. You're on camera now. So you got to be nice to the rats. That's Leche. Good boy. Now he's wagging his tail. Well, that just means he's getting happy, he's getting excited. We want to watch the rest of his behaviour, make sure it doesn't become obsessive, you know. So we want him relaxed. You relax. And I'll tell him off every now and again, just tell him to sit if he's not sitting, be good, and he's got to be patient as well. Now the rats are actually sniffing his feet right now. Be good, leave. So I'll tell him leave. It's a shame I can't show you that. Hey, you see, he got a little bit excited then, so what I'm going to do is tell him, on his bed, good boy. Got a little bit excited then. I think, you know, if there was a wrong move from the rat, maybe a little nibble where he didn't want it, or a quick movement, he can't control himself, he's a terrier. So slowly, but push it as far as you can. That's what I do. This is what I do, you know. And this is only because I want them to coexist. Wanted to, you know, me pets to coexist happily. I don't want them to, you know, to kill each other or hurt each other. So he's got to know I treat these rats with respect. He needs to treat these rats with respect, you know. And it's all about just pushing that little puppy. It's a little puppy. It's a baby, you know. And he will intently watch them. But like I say, I'm judging his movements, I'm judging his body language all the time, because I wouldn't be happy not being in the room with them, not at this point, do you know what I mean? So we're all about working towards something better, so that's what I'm trying to do with the rats. I thought I'd do a quick little video, but it's drug on nearly 10 minutes. I hope it's been fun to watch. I do have a little rat cage next to me, a little temp rat cage, so the rats had somewhere safe to retreat to if they wanted to. But usually they're quite happy to just wander around on my shoulders, on the couch, try and get behind the blanket like little nuisances, but yeah, they've been really good, and I'm really proud of Rocky there as well. He's done well. So yeah, I'll just show you Rocky one more time. Aye, because he's still watching the rats. Oh yeah, we're watching you. Great. So, oh, careful not to sit on any rodents. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned, because I'll be trying to upload a little bit more now. You know, it might not be the best camera work, but I'm trying, guys, and I think I'm getting better. I'm trying to anyway. Thank you. Thanks for your support. See you later.